Namaste,
Namaste,
Techies.
Techies. Namaste,
Namaste,
Anoop.
Harjit.
Hey, speaking of Namaste, I have a special.
Oh, GuruJi. Oh,
Yeah,
wow, that's nice. That's special. Namaste,
GuruJi.
Techies, GuruJi.
I saw, I saw this T-shirt at Amazon. I said, I have to get it, man. I have to get it.
That's good.
it's too good.
Yeah.
Anyways,
We should plan for our own t-shirts as well.
we should. We
Someday.
really should.
Yeah.
Yes, that's coming up soon.
Yeah.
We're gonna start our own, Namaste Techie store. Stickers, water bottles,
Yeah, yeah.
t-shirts. We're gonna have to create our own caricatures, you know?
Yeah.
Anoop and Harjit.
Uh, it's going to be fun.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun. Anyways, so yeah. Hey, it's good again. It's at the end of March. You know, time has flown by so freaking fast. We're just gonna be jumping into April very soon, and unbelievable. But
And first of
yeah.
all, congratulations to you on passing the exam.
Hey!
Hey.
Oh
Good
my
work,
God,
good work.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was the
I just passed
experience?
my final exam for the Microsoft 365 Desktop Administrator Associate, which is the MD 101. Today I did the MD 100 2 weeks ago. Ah, what a relief, man. I was like, at the end of it, like I was like, I had my hands like this. Please, 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 please. And I
That's
clicked end, and then I saw my results. I'm like, oh, phew. So that's good.
that's good. That's good. That's why I don't like to write exams because I don't like that tension.
Yeah. I usually don't. I never do, but this is a requirement for my work at Microsoft. So everybody at Microsoft has to do, especially in engineering role, you know, a different year you could have a different set of requirements. So you gotta pick one of them and then complete it. So this was one of mine. So yeah, it's good. So hopefully I'm good for a while. Anyways, let's talk. So we
Yeah.
wanna you. This is a non-technical episode. So today we're not gonna talk about features in Intune or config manager, autopilot, whatever. This is more of a soft skills episode, right? Talking about community, talking about forums, blogging, and stuff like that. You have a lot to say, so let's go.
Yeah, let's start sharing. Share the screen. Let me find out where is the share button first. And let me share my screen and then we can talk about it. So it's
Oh,
all
the
about
wonderful tech
community.
man.
Yeah, it's all about the community, right? So
Yeah.
I'm going to take you through a journey of community forums and community contributions journey, right? If you are new to the community and if you started your career in recently, like probably 3 years back,
Like
or
me.
yeah. No. Something like that, right? If you are new and you don't know what happened before and what was it before, and you are assuming something is not probably true, right? That could be your perspective, but the community is entirely different. If you look at from if you take a helicopter view, right, that would be a different thing altogether. So I think it is important to understand the overview of the community, so that you can respect each other and we can respect each other and each other's contributions, right? And I think that is very important to start contributing to the community as well as to um, share knowledge between the peers. Okay, so everything for me, everything started with Microsoft TechNet forums. at that time
Yeah.
when I started, that was the thing, right? 2005, 2006 time frame.
Yeah.
Whenever I hit with an issue, I do search in social technet forum, right? Microsoft, and there were a lot of moderators, like awesome moderators like
Mm.
Jason Sandys, Torsten, right? These
Yeah.
people, Ken was there, very active, right? When I started, and Kim was there. So
Mhm.
I do follow them from that time. So they provided lot of valuable information in TechNet forums, right? But probably the newbies, or
The
I don't know what
noobs.
to yeah, noobs probably will think, oh, somebody else started all these forum concept. No, it is not, right? It was there since ages. Okay, this
Yeah.
forum concept was there since
It's
ages.
been there
No,
for a long
yeah,
time. Yeah.
yeah, it was not started 5 years back, or 2 years back, or
Right.
3 years back. Okay,
Right.
so HDMD forum was not the first one.
Yeah.
First
Yeah.
forum, right? I never claimed that, right?
Right.
So yeah, I started my community journey from TechNet forums, and still you can find lot of answers, lot of valuable answers, lot of architectural things, you lot of deep technical details in TechNet forums. Even though this is closed now, we don't Microsoft closed this. This is a read-only forum at the moment. So if you want to learn or go through this, you can see SCM 2007 forums and
Yeah.
sections in that forums, right? You can see configuration manager 2007, and you can get all those details, right?
The way this worked was, you posted your questions, and then you had people chiming in and giving you, you know, did you try this, or can you add some log files? Can you do that? And then you have, like you said, you mentioned there's some moderators, right?
Yeah,
And they come in as the subject matter experts and stuff like that. Then you have the votings, right?
yeah,
So when you can see like certain responses, they are marked as the answer for
yeah,
something. So that
yeah.
gives you an
See,
idea of how that goes.
yeah,
The other thing is that a key thing that you mentioned here is that TechNet is now read only. Uh, and the reason being is that TechNet has now moved to Microsoft Q&A.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
that's the new TechNet.
yeah,
And you mentioned Jason Sandys. He's very, very active
yeah,
in the Microsoft Q&As.
yeah.
So uh, check it out for sure.
Yeah, and you can see our friend Garth over there, right? In
Yeah, that
so
was pretty
yeah,
active on TechNet. Yep.
yeah. So Jason, you can see Jason's points over there, right?
Easy.
it is
Yep.
it is amazing, right? So yeah, so that was all about forums, right?
Yeah.
The Microsoft forums. So it is not started 3 years back by somebody else or somebody else, right? So Microsoft TechNet forums. Then I was part of the great community called My IT Forum.
Oh
Okay,
yes.
so that was awesome, right? Awesome bunch of people, and I started participating in their mailing list, and it was awesome experience and
Yes, it
lot
was
of
managed by
learnings.
our friend Rod Trent.
Yes.
Yes.
So yeah, that is also kind of not there active now, but you can get lot of information from that mailing list still,
Mhm.
right? You can go to mailarchive.com and search for that mailing list,
Yeah.
and you will get a lot of information from Sherry and
The
all the other people, right? So if you open
My IT forum was very useful and very popular too back in the day.
yeah,
In terms of you used to be like you had a problem and people would say, post it on my IT forum,
yeah,
and stuff
yeah,
like that. It was
yeah,
like one of those things. So,
exactly.
but it has it is retired now. It's moved on, but like you said, you can look through the archives if you need to. But um,
Yeah, you can
yeah,
just get an experience of the community, right? What it was, right?
yeah,
It was not like everybody is writing blogs, step by step blogs, and claiming, oh, this was my idea, and somebody else did that step by step. No, it is not like that, right? From my perspective, what it is basically you are giving your perspective. When I write about something, I am giving my perspective, and when
yeah.
other people write about that same thing, they are giving or they are sharing their experience. Okay,
Yes.
so
The
I'm
content
just
might be the same, but yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So the basic idea of that is it is not only SCM, right? It is not only Intune. It is not only endpoint manager stuff, right? It is everywhere. Okay, so I'm giving you an example of Windows 11 theme change. Okay, in Google, if you search Windows 11 theme change, Windows Central posted it, and then Laptop Magazine posted it. How to Geek posted it. Right? Does that mean people are copying each other? No. It doesn't mean that, right? It means people are giving their perspective and their
Their
ideas,
feedback and
and
yeah.
it is shared to their community, right? I
Yeah.
have my own community, probably, right? Probably 10 people who only follows me, right?
Yeah.
I need to write things for them, maybe, right? So for Windows, Windows Central, probably they have their own community, their own fans. Okay,
Hmm.
so they have to write step by step guides for those kind of people. It is not kind of oh, he did that and he is doing that and the other person is doing that, oh, everything is same. No, it is not like that, right? That is also one tip for the community people, the newbies, right?
Noobs. Yeah.
Noobs, yeah, noobs in the community. Okay. So TechNet forum I covered, my IT forum covered, and the general, the step-by-step guides and
Hmm.
everything I covered. So initially, when I started blogging, it was kind of a notebook for me,
Yes.
right? So I started collecting information from TechNet, and when I search it, the Google was not that great at that time, right? I
Yeah.
would say, I would admit, if I want to have something very quickly, if I change organization from one organization
Hmm.
to another
Absolutely.
organization, it was very difficult to carry all those information, right? So that is why I started blogging and keeping my notes. Okay, so that is where normally people will start from that perspective. Okay, and then they develop the skills, blogging skills and all the other skills,
Yeah.
and somebody will like blogging, somebody might not like blogging, right? Somebody will like videos and others, speaking engagements, right?
Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
couple of styles of blogging. So
yeah,
I did similar things like as you did, more from my own notes. So you have people that actually, they are working on something at their work or whatever. They run into some issue, whether it's an error or stumbling blocks, and then they eventually figure out, and they're like, oh, you know what? I better log this because in case it happens again, or I can share it with my colleagues or something like that. Or like you said, if you move to another company, at least you have that, you retain some troubleshooting steps. So that's one kind. Then you have, people are now starting to blog more about trying to build their brand or something like that. Like, trying to, it's not about uh, helping themselves do troubleshooting and stuff. It's more like, oh, you know what? Here's the Windows 11 feature. This is how you use it. It's more about spreading it to, the community or to, the internet.
yeah,
So several ways, but you and I did the same thing. We started more about, our own knowledge base per se, you know.
yeah.
And if people find it, they Google or Bing it and they find it and it gives value, why not? Like, take it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. And forums, we had my IT forums as well, right? There were we
Mhm.
were able to ask questions apart from the mailing list which I
Mm.
shared, right? Apart from this, we had forums, and Rod helped us to write blog posts also in his platform, right? In
Yeah.
his my IT forum platform, that was also pretty good. And
Mm.
there were people who wrote like very detailed step by step guides over
Right.
there as well, right? That was very helpful for me for many scenarios initially. Okay,
Hmm.
so that was one thing. And I cannot miss Windows Noob, actually, right?
Yeah.
Windows Noob is also kind of started very detailed step by step
Yeah. Very
guides.
detailed.
Okay, yeah, very detailed. And I can see like the first post is back in 2006, right? Even though that was not a step by step guide, Neil started posting back in 2006. So it
Yeah,
is
I know,
again.
and I'm glad you brought this up because I do have to give credit to Niall Niall Brady for his Windows Noob series, where when I was trying to build an SCCM environment, back in the day, I mean, his guide was one of the ones that I used, right?
Yeah, his
It
step by
walks you
step guide, right?
step by step
So
guide. I mean,
yeah,
that was like, it was like a Bible per
yeah,
se. But the amount of work that he put in to create that is you can't even like imagine, right?
yeah,
Because all of that work he did behind the scenes and um, yeah, so it was good. And then from
yeah,
there, we have then your stuff has come in as well. I mean, your own blogs and then HDMD blogs and whatnot, and now it's just like expanded to beyond imagination, including from blogging things had evolved into videos,
yeah,
right? Because some people are visual.
yeah,
I'm also visual. I like to like watch a series and say, "Oh, this is I need to do this. What are the steps?" And you can pause it, you can do your thing,
yeah,
start again, do your thing, and so on and so forth. I mean, oh, this is where you go click it. This is where,
yeah.
right? So you were a pretty a pioneer in that area as well. I mean, you were putting out a lot of videos and still do until
Yeah,
today. Um,
yeah,
and then
and
that kind of took off. That kind of
yeah,
took off, and all of a sudden it became like the fashion of the of the century or something of the decade. Like everybody started doing videos, right?
yeah, yeah.
Um, Not that you are taking credit that you started the stuff
Yes.
first. There are other people that were doing it, maybe,
Yeah,
but you definitely set a standard. I think somewhere. Um,
yeah, it
so,
it is
yeah.
it is something that we are passionate about, right?
Yes.
So it's videos and step by step guides.
Mm.
I initially never did step by step guides. I was more into troubleshooting and putting the
Exactly.
solutions. I started hearing from the community that, oh, why can't you put a step by step guide for this
Yeah.
particular thing, right? Then that is where I started putting step by step guides, because that was very useful for many other people who
Yeah.
follows HTMD or me, right?
Yeah.
So that was where I started all these step by step guides and things like that. And
Mhm.
then what I learned from the community is that when you communicate directly with the community, and if you mentor someone from the community, right, you can learn double.
Yes.
Okay, so that is what when I started and when I opened my website to the HTMD community, excellent folks, right, where people can come in and write blogs about their experience, how they configure things, and what was the
Yeah.
issue they face, and things like that, right? And I can mentor them to kind of do it in this way, do it in that way with their ideas, right? And
Right.
they can improve my skills also, because I am learning a lot of things from
Same.
them,
Exactly.
right?
Yep.
so
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that was amazing experience. And this
Mentorship is
for
great. Yeah.
yeah, when the Facebook was a big thing at that time, we started Facebook groups. right?
Yes.
We
Yes.
started
Yes.
technical Facebook group, probably one of our groups, right? Harjit got
SCCM,
SCM, and Harjit got a group called, we
Tech
share
Connect.
that, Tech Connect, right? So those are awesome initial Facebook groups which helped lot of people.
Yeah, and the reason why we created these things is to create a space
Yeah,
for where do people go? Where can they go find stuff? Like for example, if they're looking for SECM related things, maybe there are some closed groups or something like that for
yeah,
that, or they're looking for PowerShell. There are spaces for that. And then I created this TechNet thing because I was like, yeah, there's already a lot of SECM or config manager related things. There's already a lot of like PowerShell, and there's already a lot of these. But it was like, if I want to go look for something about Windows 10, I have to go to this place. If I want to go, it was kind of like getting really challenging, right? So I said, you know what? Let me create one space where I can incorporate a lot of these things in one space, and then help promote some of the community members, right? Most of the people that I share here, or other people share here, are the known people in our industry who are putting out really good content.
yeah.
So, another reason for stuff like that, I even started one on
Yeah,
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. This is also awesome group, right?
Right.
So where
So,
where we can internally within our group we can share the solutions, we can discuss about
yeah,
lot of things, and
yeah,
I really like it. Right.
yeah. So like security related things, patching,
Yeah.
SCCM, Intune, whatever, right? And,
Yeah.
and it's an easy way for you to come and do searches if you're looking
Yeah.
for something. If it's
Yeah.
there, it'll pop up. If not, hey,
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
And
so
it is your group is special, right? It is not tied to a particular technology, right?
no, no,
It is a big thing, and you can cover, as you mentioned, you we can cover from security to Windows or Azure, everything, right? So there
everything,
is no
right?
limit, actually. Sky is the limit.
Yeah, yeah, and although like you'll see like I focus a lot of like modern management stuff, but still, yeah, it is like generally it's a space for as much technical stuff we can find, right?
Yeah.
Because our technologies are growing so much and changing every day. Um, you got Power BI now, you got Power Platform, you got, you know, there may be something about third-party vendors and stuff, right? That might be useful for people. Why
Yeah.
not, right?
Yeah.
Uh, so
Yeah,
yeah,
and same thing, right? We have many groups, HTMT groups. If you
yeah,
see,
exactly.
lot of groups are there with lot of valid information, right? So this
Hmm.
is also a type of forum. I'm not claiming again. I invented this, or we are
Hmm.
not probably claiming we invented this, right?
Yeah,
And we have seen many other non-technical groups, right?
yeah,
So we borrowed that idea. Probably it is a good to start a technical group
yeah,
with a personal touch. Right,
yeah.
Facebook is also always personal, and if you can have technology which is also close to our personalities, right?
Hmm.
Then that would be good for us, rather than, I'm going to take an example of Reddit. In Reddit, what is my problem is, it is lot of anonymous people, right? And
Yes.
people come go there with fake profiles or fake names. We cannot identify their original identity. I don't know how to say that
Yeah, yeah,
correctly, right?
yeah. It's
um,
correct. Yeah.
yeah. So it is kind of, behind a name you are hiding something, someone is hiding and saying something about
Yeah.
others, and probably that is a biased opinion or something like that, right? So for me, Facebook is not like that. Probably the at least the groups we are part of, are at least your group, right? Is very very well moderated, I would say.
Yeah.
And most of the folks in your group, so it is very very closed community, unlike
Yeah.
Reddit and others. I don't have anything against Reddit, but there are folks within Reddit community and other communities as well, right, where people about
But
others,
you make
right?
a good point because
Yeah.
something like Reddit, where you can be very anonymous and hide your identity, then and it shows in that platform where people tend to be a bit cocky, in my opinion, right? They tend to be, blah blah blah, they snide comments and stuff like that. Whereas when you have like another kind of close, community like LinkedIn or Facebook or even Twitter, um, you uh, it is what it is. You see the people, you know who they are. There's less of that nonsense that you get, right? And another reason why you and I started these platforms or these communities, it's really literally like you said, it's a forum by itself because now you can engage with people, you can share content, and then you can generate communication. You can have discussions, or you can ask questions. Hey, I trying to do this. I ran into this problem. Has anyone experienced this? And then you have some people will come in and say, yeah, try this. Or, hey, by the way, here's a blog from Anoop. Did you try this? Do this, do this, do this, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you and I, the way you and I have been doing things, we are actually very supportive of each other. And we do a lot of cross pollination, I guess, across, we know that it because at the end of the day, it's not about me, it's not about you, it's really the community. It's about giving them value. So so I think at the end of the day here, for the noobs, if you're new to all of this stuff, you just heard about the journey from TechNet to my IT forum, and now Microsoft Q&A, which is very popular, and Facebook group. If you're not on Facebook, then do LinkedIn. If you're not on LinkedIn, do Facebook. If you're not in either one, do Twitter. Right? Follow the right people. Follow people like Anoop and myself. Follow HDMD. Follow Windows Noob. All sorts of things like that. Um, one of these days I'm going to do a demo on how to do social media. We'll do one on our show here. But start your own blogs. I mean, you can get a WordPress blog for free. You can start with that. Just put your notes in there. Just start something. And we are seeing a trend now with a lot of new people that we have never heard before. All of a sudden, like they're now doing videos. They're sharing their videos are actually pretty good. They're valuable. They're also starting to blog, and you're like, oh, I've never heard of you, but you got some good stuff. Like, so I'm putting all of these things in my RSS feed in Feedly to just keep track of these things that are coming through. So great job to all of you, and keep it up. But definitely start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Um, have
That's
your own
important.
knowledge base,
Yeah.
and your knowledge base then will grow into a usefulness for other people in the community. And hey, if you do some really good stuff, you never know, you might become a Microsoft MVP.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
If
I think,
that
yeah,
is your aspiration, right? So
yeah,
nobody is forcing you to become Microsoft MVP, but
yeah,
if you want to know what it is and how to become one and what we can do about it, right? We are always there. Right? But
yeah,
don't come and say like, "Oh, I did this two things and I
yeah,
want to become MVP. Can you
yeah.
nominate?" Right? That would be
So
a
yeah,
difficult one, right? Because we want to nominate the people who is actually really contributing to the
yes,
community, right?
absolutely. It's a
It is. I have
it's not
seen.
just about blogging and videos, but you
Yeah,
need to do community engagements, which is most
yeah,
important.
yeah,
One final thing before we go away is, you know, a word of advice to everybody is that while you can find content from other people, if you're going to put the same thing on your own blog post, make sure you give credits and link backs to where the original stuff came from, right? You can you can literally like use the stuff and say, "Hey, I found this from this site. Here's the link." But I this was useful, but I did blah blah blah. I added a few more things and so on and so forth. That's fine. But if you're just going to copy and paste without link backs and credits, then you're really plagiarizing, right? And this has happened a few times in the community where people have cease and desist, violation, takedowns and stuff like that. So be careful about that. Um, Finally, also be a bit smart. What I'm trying to say is that when you see a very common uh, blogs or whatever series that keep coming out and stuff like that, and then you are posting something very similar within a day or two, and almost have the same titles, almost have the same subject, subject matter and stuff like that. It is pretty easy to identify where the stuff is coming from, even though it's in your own words. It sounds like you're not creative enough yourself to come up with these topics, right? So just no one's going to say anything to you, but seasoned people like us, we know where that is coming from. Anyways, with that said, do good. What else we say? What do you say?
Nothing much. You said it all. And we don't want to forget about the newsletters coming out from
Yes,
lot
absolutely.
of people, Gary and Daniel.
Daniel Engberg, awesome. Thank you very much for your newsletters and for including us pretty much every week. That's really, really helpful. You put a lot of time into it, especially on weekends. Gary Block, amazing stuff. You have a really robust list of content that you correlate on a monthly basis and stuff. And also, thank you for including us. Yourself, HDMD, great newsletters as well. All of these things give like a one-stop shop location to just like quickly glance. Oh, I missed this. I missed this. This was shared before. Oh, I missed this. So you can click and get that content. So that's why these newsletters are really useful.
Yeah.
So keep it up, everybody. And maybe if you don't want to do blogging, you could do a newsletter series and just collect, information like that and put it into like a one page or something and then send that out. That's
Yeah.
fine. Um, so until next time, you know where to find us.
And
And
don't forget to share, subscribe, like, and do whatever you want.
yeah, all right. Until next time.
Yeah.
Namaste.
Namaste.